If you're just starting bartending, these are the top 10 most popular vodka cocktails that you need to know before you get behind the bar. This video is actually part 2 of the top 10 vodka cocktails. So we'll be making 5 cocktails in this video, and then part 1 has the other 5 vodka cocktails. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it. And just like part 1, there is no particular order. I'm just gonna throw them out there for you. First up, we have the infamous Espresso Martini. Grab a shaking tin. So real quick, a couple notes about this one. First and foremost, it's very common to see bartenders make this cocktail with Baileys in it, which taste-wise, it kind of makes sense, you know, coffee liqueur, Irish cream, giving that coffee flavor. But today, I wanted to teach you guys the most traditional way on how to make an espresso martini from scratch. We're gonna start by adding a ½ ounce of simple syrup. Next, we're gonna add 1 ounce of espresso. Next, 1 ounce of coffee liqueur. And lastly, 1 ounce of vodka. Now just add some ice and shake it up. And then you can serve it into a martini or a coupe glass. For this cocktail, I prefer a coupe glass. And strain. And then we're gonna add the traditional garnish, which is gonna be 3 coffee grains. Dang, this looks fabulous. Cheers. Espresso martinis are so good, okay? I cannot be mad at them. They're so good and literally just taste like cold coffee. Very delicious. Up next, we have the Kamikaze. For the first ingredient, we're gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. Next, we're gonna add 3/4 of an ounce of orange liqueur. I'm gonna use triple sec. And lastly, 2 ounces of vodka. Now we're gonna add some ice and shake. We're gonna serve this in a martini glass and strain the cocktail into the glass. You could garnish this with lime if you want. I'm gonna just leave it how it is. Cheers! Oh, really strong. I'm be honest, it's not my favorite cocktail. It's not my go-to. That's just me though. If I were to change it, I would literally just add like a bar spoon of simple syrup. I mean, that's how to make a Kamikaze. Yep, that's enough of this one. Up next, we have the apple martini, also known as the appletini. And we're gonna start it off by adding a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Next, we're gonna add a ½ ounce of lemon juice. Next, we're adding 1 ounce of sour apple pucker, or if you want to keep it more fresh, you could just use regular apple juice. And lastly, 1½ ounces of vodka. Now we're gonna add some ice and shake it up. And serve it up in a martini glass and strain the cocktail into the glass. And for the final touch, we're gonna add a cherry for garnish. Let's have a martini. Cheers! That's super good. It's very like crisp apple, perfect sweetness, perfect amount of lemon juice in there too. I don't really have a lot of notes, but I will say that I know this cocktail became super popular after the show Scrubs. As far as I know, one of the main characters, he used to always get apple martinis, but they would be like so like super green. This one is more like a subtle hint of green. This is given, okay? This is giving. Up next, we have a 2-in-1 cocktail. We're gonna be making the Greyhound and the Salty Dog. Literally, the only difference between these two cocktails is the garnish. It is the exact same build, but you add a salted rim for the Salty Dog. Which honestly is so bizarre to me, because usually when you have cocktails that are so similar and there's one thing that's different between them, and then that's when it's called a different thing, is usually when it's like inside the cocktail and not like the garnish. I'm gonna be using a rocks glass. You can also use a Collins glass if you want, or a pint glass, whatever floats your boat. Because we're making both of the cocktails, we're gonna rim half the glass with lemon juice and then with salt so that the salt sticks to the glass. From the view of the camera, this side is the Salty Dog, this side is the Greyhound. So we're gonna fill the glass with ice. Next, we're gonna add 2 ounces of vodka. And then fill the rest of the way with some grapefruit juice. And that is the Greyhound and the Salty Dog for you. We're gonna try the Greyhound first. Cheers. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of grapefruit. I can only do grapefruit juice if it is like fresh. If it comes in a bottle, I can't do it. So I'll still say it's not my favorite, but I can tolerate it. So needless to say, this isn't bad. I just wouldn't order it personally. It's not bad though. Anyway, let's try the Salty Dog now. It does taste refreshing. Not my personal go-to, either one, Greyhound or the Salty Dog. If I were to pick between the two, I'd probably pick the Greyhound. You know, the Salty Dog, I feel like the salt doesn't really add much like a salted margarita would add to the cocktail. I feel like it's just there. Last but not least, we have the Dirty Shirley. We are going to build this cocktail into a Collins glass, fill it up with some ice. This cocktail is exactly how it sounds. Dirty Shirley Temple with vodka. To be honest, when I get Dirty Shirleys that are literally just vodka, Sprite, and grenadine, I don't love them. So I do have a slightly different recipe for today that I much more prefer. It just tastes a lot more fresh, a lot more vibrant, and delicious. But that's just for my personal taste. However, if you're just working behind a bar, make it the way people expect it to be made. You know, do vodka, do Sprite, do grenadine, and call it a day. If you're just making this for yourself at home, then try this recipe out and tell me what you think. I will also say this one literally completely hides the alcohol. So you will legit not taste any alcohol. It will literally taste just like a regular Shirley Temple. Honestly, the main difference is just swapping out the lemon lime soda for doing fresh lemon juice, fresh lime juice, and soda water instead. First up, we're gonna add a ½ ounce of lemon juice. Next, a ½ ounce of lime juice. Two ounces of vodka. Fill almost all the way to the top with some soda water. Then add whatever grenadine that you have available to you. I'm going to be using a homemade one. As far as the garnish goes, I'm going to be adding a lemon and a cherry. I mean, you could just make it easy and just add a cherry for garnish. All right, let's go ahead and give her a taste. Cheers. Super good. I could crush so many of these. If I'm ever like in the mood for a sweet cocktail, I would definitely pick a Dirty Shirley. Very underrated, very delicious. Alright you guys, these are the top 10 most popular and most ordered vodka cocktails that you need to know before you get behind the bar if you are just starting bartending. So just like the vodka cocktails, stay tuned for the most popular gin cocktails, the most popular tequila cocktails, and yada yada yada. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I have many more videos lined up for beginner bartenders, whether you are looking to make bartending your career or if you're just trying to bartend at home. We vibing, we chilling, we're having a fly time, okay? Oh, also, flygrowbartending.com is coming soon, so check it out. All right, I am tipsy, so I need to end this video. Love you guys a lot, and I will see you next time on Fly Girl Bartending. Stay fly.